Hello, everyone, and this is DMB from Orlando. And I am here with a candidate that I met yesterday from Florida. And I was so taken by his speech yesterday and by talking to this person who is a people for the people, as I call it. He's a candidate that's not running on certain beliefs of a certain party. He's actually running on the beliefs of us, the people, believing in family, organization, with the churches, with the centers, with the people, with the schools, with the family unit, which this person explained to me how this is a priority of the people, of his people. He is very big in his own community, but we're trying to publicize his existence because it's very important, as we weekly talk to you about, that we, the right, we, the conservatives, stick for our own. Make sure that people know who they have in their communities to vote for. Get to know these people. And this person I had the privilege to meet with at yesterday's Vets for Trump event. And it's someone that actually stood out to us for many different reasons, but most of all, the reason why we, our group, are so interested in voting for the right politicians, which is our livelihoods, our family, and our communities. So I would like to ask you to introduce yourself.
Good evening, Diane. My name is Angel Urbina. I'm a Puerto Rican Jew, which is something that is not very common, but we have a large community in Puerto Rico. And I decided to get into politics a couple of years ago when basically I was away from everything, minding my own business, but I get tired of how the left was taking over. And when Barack Obama was elected president, I saw how we start being treated as conservatives, as people that support the Second Amendment. We are pro-life, pro-family. All of that, all of those values were threatened by the Obama administration, and they were start attacking us to the point that they used the IRS to attack conservative groups, churches, and they tried to disassemble all the institutions that represent the values of this country. And I said, that's enough. Then Mr. Donald Trump came into the picture. At the beginning, I thought that it was a joke. I thought that it was something like a strategy or something, but all of a sudden I started listening to him. America first, family values, pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, pro the American institution, American exceptionality. We forgot during the Obama years how great this nation is. When someone from any part of the world feels persecuted, threatened, mistreated, they look at us and says, I can go to America. I can find refuge there. The values of America has been a light into the nation since 1776. It was an experiment when the Constitution and the values that were presented in the Declaration of Independence, nobody has seen that in the world before. And those were based on Judeo-Christian values. It was something that is there in the Bible. And this nation was created. The experiment started to grow, to blossom. And yes, we were receiving people from all the world. And everybody brings their cultures and everything, but there was...
That's why I constantly call it America's melting pot.
But that melting pot got destroyed by the left in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. How? Because they start telling people, you don't have to be American. You can be whatever you are from where you come from. You can still speak your language. You can impose your culture and language here, and we will just let you do it. That's why we have so many communities that are not American. And how can you live the American dream if you don't live the American way.
Absolutely.
If you don't keep your areas clean, if you don't study, if you don't enrich your mind with concepts, with ideas, you will not be having a good job.
I also actually, now that you bring that up, I also find that it's mostly the immigrant communities that are kept up, and the values, the family values especially, are there more than others. Because as the American melting pot, we lived through socialism, a lot of us. A lot of us know what not having the opportunity to having the American dream means. So we know how quickly we can lose it. And I think that's why a lot of the people that are actually fighting on the front lines are more of the American citizens that immigrated here legally, that love their country and is in America for the values that America brings and the opportunities that America brings. Which brings me to candidates like you. You know firsthand what an American dream means to a person.
Yes. And right now, for example, we have so many people that are not living the American dream, not because it's not available, it's just because they don't live the American way. For example, let's take a black single mother living in an apartment complex of the government. They receive an apartment for free, they receive food stamps, they receive cash from welfare, so they don't work. And if they don't work, they don't feel that they own something. They don't feel that they're producing anything.
Right.
And they become slaves of the system.
Government.
And that's how these leftist ideas are using social experiments to impose slavery again. So they keep the blacks in the plantation, in those government projects, and it goes from generation to generation. I've been in an apartment complex in Tampa. I visited there, and I saw generations. The grandmother, the daughter, and the granddaughter living in the same place. No future whatsoever. Three generations in one place. The man selling drugs on the parking lot. And I said, how can I change this? And it's hard when you go to a place like this and says, hey, I want to change your life. Give me the opportunity to change your life.
To show you what else can
But
be
they
done.
don't want that. Why? Because they have been accustomed to live from the government. So we need to break that with education, with programs to take people from the government slavery, from the plantation, into be a productive person. But that is not limited to blacks. It's also the Hispanics.
I was just gonna say.
And I have a very good example of that. There is 3 million Hispanic Americans living in Puerto Rico. That's the biggest plantation I've ever seen. People there receive so many benefits that many of them don't work. Why they have to work if they get everything?
Right.
The only thing that they have to do is keep voting for the same politicians that keep them in that way. And that's why I'm trying to make a change. I'm trying to educate people to be Americans, to forget about where you come from. This is the American way. You can keep your culture, you can keep your language, but let's speak English. Let's learn the language of the land. Let's learn how the system works, politics, get involved, get educated, and then participate in the process.
Exactly. Participate in the system, not let the system work you.
Exactly. And right now, I'm from a few Hispanic that are in politics. I don't want to be the last. I want to be the first. That opens the door so we can get more Hispanics, learn the system, and participate to keep America great. Because if we become a leftist country, we will be like Cuba, Venezuela, China, or the Soviet Union, what it used to be.
I have to mention the fact that we constantly keep talking about socialism, and being that we're from countries that come from socialism, we know the values that we have in America allow us more than maybe we should have, or we take advantage of them. But at the same time, a lot of us, or not us, but a lot of the people in America preach socialism because it's so great, because everybody has the opportunity to be the same. People don't understand that one particular thing we keep going back to. Once socialism hits, they lose that opportunity to even speak about those things.
Because if you take socialism, by definition, from Karl Marx, is you give what you can give and you receive as you need.
Right.
That sounds beautiful, but that doesn't work.
So you can't have 3 cars if you can afford it.
Yeah.
Because they'll make sure you can't afford it, correct?
Exactly. And then, for example, right now they're promising, Bernie Sanders is promising $15 an hour. But he's not the only one. Everyone on the left is talking about $15 an hour. But when you think about it, you say how they're going to afford all the programs that they're saying,
Right.
free education, free healthcare. They mentioned how they're going to raise taxes
Yeah.
to 40%. So when you make more than $29,000, which is the threshold they are saying, at the end of the day, when you subtract the 40% in taxes, you will be earning less than $10 an hour in cases, or even less.
Yes, but some are promising up to 70% tax.
Yes.
So if I
Ocasio-Cortez.
make $100,000 a year, let's say, I give 70% to the government. So the government lives great. I don't have any kind of value for the work that I do that maybe is more important than somebody else because I actually dedicated my education to it or whatever.
And I'm forgetting something here. That's the income tax. Let's talk about sales tax will remain,
Yes.
property tax will remain. So at the end of the
And
day,
then they want to add a death tax.
yes. So at the end of the day, how much money you will be able to have in your pocket to buy food,
Almost.
to put gas in your car, to pay for clothing. So that takes you from someone that is productive into someone that at the end of the day will depend on the government to get all your needs. Then you lose
So
your
you
liberty.
become like that slave of the government
Yes.
that lives in that same apartment, knowing that they don't have an opportunity to grow. And what does that make? That makes us lazy, and knowing that we can't get anywhere.
And that's the same promise made by
Every single person on the
Lenin,
left.
Stalin, Castro, Chavez,
Yeah.
Mao.
So how are we voting for these people? Well, I'll say a lot of us are not voting. And that's how we help the other side win. A lot of us vote with just popularity of the names. You, as our members, know that you have an opportunity to come to our website and see the candidates that we believe in. And this is why we bring you candidates like this. And this is why you have the opportunity to reach out to them. And we urge you to not just reach out, talk to them. We give you an opportunity to reach these kind of candidates that are not running and going into office, into the public arena, to line pockets. They are citizens. They're not government politicians. They're citizens just like us. The difference between them and you is they actually stepped up because they're so sick and tired of watching our system and our people, especially the middle class, get literally abused by the system. We need to stop this, but in order to stop this, we need to know our local politicians, help them go further in politics, have them help our president, help them help the right community that are in politics for the people. We have few and far in between people like you. And a lot of people, and I have to agree with that because of my own experience, someone in my area that's running for office, just like most of our members that are sick and tired, we can't reach you people. We can't reach anybody that we need to talk to even ask, what can we do as citizens of the community to help you get the message out to the rest of the politicians, to the rest of the community, of what we, the citizens, need. The thing is, we're sitting here, it's very late at night, and we are talking about just this, with an opportunity to bring this person to you and for you to reach out and do just that. This is not CNN, this is not MSNBC, this is not even Fox News. This is a real person in the private sector of our government that is running for us, the people, that is making himself reachable for you, the people. So if you live in that community, or you have relatives or family or friends that live in that community, I urge you to look him up on our website, because this person will be available to the citizens of his community. This is exactly why he's running for office. He's running for office because, just like you, he was sitting back watching, and one day he said, I had enough, and I will change things. I will change things for my community, for my family, for my citizens, the citizens of my community, of my country. And the values he's running on, which is not on people, the values. The values is the we believe, the family unit, the belief in religion, freedom, and the opportunity to live the American dream, for our schools to prosper, for us to be able to guide our politicians into what we need them to do, to hear our voices and be the voice for us. So I thank you so much for taking this opportunity, and I thank you for taking the front line for us, the people, that don't have the ability to do what you did. Some of us just don't have the guts to do it, quite honestly. And to making yourself available to talk to the people. Me and Boris look forward to helping you with your campaign, to getting you to our people, to our members, to give you the opportunity to tell your story and to tell people and to educate people on why it's so important to keep our country great, to have that opportunity of living the American dream.
And to give you an example of who I am, I served this country for 15 years in the Army National Guard. I retired in 2004, get bored, and in 2010 I joined the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary, and I've been for 10 years assisting the Coast Guard, teaching boating safety to the public, and also helping with search and rescue and all the non-combat missions of the Coast Guard for free. So I don't have any
He's,
interest
like I said, he's not a career politician, and that's why that resume will be very uplifting for all of us, because this is not what we're used to hearing. We're used to career politicians going into the system one after another. Like I said, this is the people for the people candidate. And we, like I said, we urge you to come on the page of our candidates. Your profile are going to be up there tomorrow. And we look forward to helping representatives just like this, because we need our own people. We need people to fight for us, the citizens, and for our opportunities. So thank you for serving our country. Thank you for doing what you do. And we will do everything as citizens to be able to elect you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
May God bless you and bless
God
all the
bless you
viewers,
too.
and God bless America.
Thank you.